Well, hi, everyone, and welcome to today's episode of Queens of Venn. I'm feeling very... I'm going to throw it over to Four and let Four do all the things.
You're very throaty. Welcome to the Queens of Venn. Mouse Guard, that's what we're playing today. Welcome to the party. And we will be venturing forth on another little mission with our mouse characters, because Mouse Guard takes place in a land in which mice are able to thrive with the help of the force known as the Mouse Guard that protects all of the mice from various threats like snakes, the weather, and I'm trying to think of the things you guys rolled for last time, and the prominent one is yelling at the sky for it to
Behave!
give us a little light drizzle of summer rain. So, Mouse Guard basically begins every new session that isn't the first session with a little bit of a prologue. So if one of our players would like to jump in and give us a little sneak peek at what happened last time and all the important parts, you will receive either a free condition wipe. So if you have a condition, we can get rid of that. Or we can give you a point of nature back as a reward. If any of you would like to perform this task. Although
Okay.
Zed is also a potential
Yes.
once they are done with their gastro emergency.
I could.
Would you like to?
Sure, why not? Okay, so let's see. What did we do? We introduced our characters. We were like, hey, that's a mouse, that's a mouse, that's a mouse, and that's a mouse. Yay, mice. And we talked to the lead mouse, and she was all like, y'all gonna go over here, and you're gonna get some queen bee, and you're gonna take it over here. And we were like, yeah, first, let's go over here, like we said we were gonna do. So we walked on over to this place, and there's a map that actually has the name of places that I could look at. And it would be, what was it?
Sand
Mason?
Sand Mason,
yeah.
Yeah.
We went to Sand Mason, and we found out that Sand Mason had allied itself with the Isle of Venn. And therefore, they were not so excited to be making deals about bees, which were supposed to be going to Shorestone, and decided that they'd much rather have that queen bee go to Maple Harbor, I believe.
You're correct.
Yeah, but someone in Sand Mason didn't like this plan at all and decided they were going to steal this queen bee for themselves, perhaps to get it to Shorestone. We're not quite sure. But Thistle Bristle was quite quick on the uptake and chased them down. And our fabulous Leader Thane was able to convince them to hand the bee over. Although it took some rather deft manipulating, and then convinced someone that we were going to take the bee to the place they wanted it, Maple Harbor, but instead we snuck the bee all the way over to Shorestone.
Yep.
And voila, we arrived.
Indeed.
That was very well done. All right. That hit all the high points, and you guys barely had any low points. So go ahead and recover a point of nature.
Happily.
Yes, and in the meantime, we can begin by bouncing to each of you one at a time. Introduce your characters, their fur color, their cloak color, if they have a cloak, their belief, their instinct, and I think that's about it. Maybe something you did last session that you want everybody to know really quick. Let's start with Throck.
Hey, what's up? I'm Throck. I'm playing Thane. Thane is the patrol captain for this young patrol of do-gooders within the Mouse Guard world. I have Smoke Fur. Smoke Fur is black on top and white underneath, so it's like halvesies fur. So if you like rub my belly, it would look gray. And I wear a green cloak along with light leather armor, a sword, and a spear. And so I have to say my favorite thing I did last week, or something that I liked about my character. I got our people to where they needed to be and fulfilled my goal, and I did some deft, as was pointed out, bullshitting, we'll say, some deft, deep lying to rescue a bee. But I should also note before we begin, because I have to do this, because we love our sponsors. Can I have a second to shout them out real quick? You want me to wait till everyone's done?
Shout him out. Actually, well, let's go to Connie next,
Okay.
and see if we can slowly buy time.
Nice.
That and the tender paw is impressive to say the least.
So I'm Connie O, and I'm playing Thistle Bristle, our tender paw, who is black with red markings. They have no cloak, for they are merely a tender paw. They have a belief that if you want something, they distrust everything because everyone is hiding something. And their instinct is to do things themselves. Or if you want to do something and get it done right, you must do it yourself. They do not trust anyone, not even the other Mouse Guard, for they all are flawed. But maybe someday Thistle Bristle will be able to whip them into shape and make a Mouse Guard that the world can truly be proud of.
Don't trust anyone, not even yourself. And then slowly we have hologram? No, I forget how that meme was done. Neuro, tell us of your mouse memes.
Sure. I'm Neuro. I play Stroud, and I am just a freshly minted guard mouse with gray color fur, with a brand new white cloak, which, as we've ascertained from last game, doesn't always stay white, unfortunately, no matter how much I like to keep it clean. Belief-wise, I am always on the lookout for, in terms of thoughtful rationality as being the solution. I always try to think of the most probabilistic, successful way to get out of anything. And in terms of instinct, always on the lookout. I'm always poking and prodding. My scientific curiosity always gets the best of me, unfortunately, at times. Sometimes I'm not the most successful. In last game, I convinced our amazing, skillful carpenter, Connie, or Thistle, to actually build us a nice little wooden cage for our little queen bee, so that she was a lot more comfortable, because I have a thing for bees.
I'd forgotten about that. Thank you for reminding me. Wonderful.
Oh, little Gracie.
Gracie.
Oh.
And we named her Gracie. So
Yeah, she's a queen. It's a queen. She's a queen. What you gonna do about it? Throck, do you want to introduce Zed's character?
Yeah, Finn is the elder guard of the group, and he never chose to be a captain, and sits around as the old grumpy sergeant who yells at people and well, not really yells at them, but gives them advice and tells them to do things. He also yells at the weather a whole lot.
And he did last session.
Yes.
Well, you guys arrived at Shorestone last session, and you're to deliver unto the city. It's B. You raise your hand.
I have to shout out the sponsors at the beginning of every game.
Oh my gosh! Start. Because we have only started the beginning.
Yes. Okay, real quick. Thank you to Roll20, your fine place for virtual tabletop goodness. It's what we're using today. You can see it right down over here. We're using it as a dice roll. We have a very nice map up. You should check it out. If you click the link below, you give us a little benefit by signing up for your free account today. Also, thank you to Tabletop Loot, fine sponsor for us for all sorts of dice. Use the code WTTPDICE to get 15% off your next purchase at Tabletop Loot. And also, of course, So Nerdwear. It's what the nerds wear, and it's what you should be wearing, especially because you can get 10% off by going to the store and using the code WELCOME to buy your favorite Welcome to the Party merch. And last but not least, of course, the amazing Miss Devin Rue, Mistress of Maps, who has been an art sponsor of ours since the very beginning, and we love her very much. And I'm done.
Ooh. Well done. Hello. Hello, Zach. We have told people about Finn. Do you have anything to include? Something that we may not know already. A trivia fact.
Let me see. Yeah. He's a fan of peanut butter and honey sandwiches.
Wonderful.
That's very nice. Are you gonna like? There might be some honey left over in Shorestone. We'll have to find out. So, you guys will be able to deliver Queen Gracie to Shorestone's apiary. The real question is, are you doing anything with your 2 players checks that remain from last session? Because you guys broke a tie in my favor in order to get those.
Remind us what we can do with the players' checks again?
Essentially anything you want. You can look at your skills. You could perhaps improve those skills or buy something with resources. You could also use the circles ability to sort of broaden your social circle. Otherwise, like, circles is actually a really useful ability to sort of like summon someone that you want to see or get advice from or get tasks from. Hello.
I would like to do that. I know we only have 2 checks, so if people feel like they have something more pressing, I don't want to take it. If you really need a skill you need improved or something, I have circles 3, but it'll never hurt to be more connected.
True.
I mean, I would like to increase my instruction skill, but I think I can just do that through experience, right?
Yes.
Just doing it. So I'm okay.
Thistle's still angry, but I don't really know what to do about that. So I think that's just gonna have to carry over. So I say go ahead, go for it.
Yeah,
I will say that anger can be mastered with an obstacle 2 will test.
Okay.
And if you succeed, your anger fades. If you fail, it's going to remain for the rest of this session, but it will fade by the end of this session.
Okay. Well, we do have 2 checks. So if Thane wants to do circles and nobody else wants to do something, I could do the anger thing.
that's fine. I don't have anything at this point. I don't think I can think of at this point until we get to Shorestone. So
I feel like the circles is pretty good to do. I realize because we haven't used circles yet. So if you guys want, we could do the circles and see what comes of it, because I don't know what's in store.
I'm interested because I want to see what happens.
What are you looking for?
Me or just?
Oh no, Thane.
So I am from Copperwood, which is pretty close to here, all things considered, right? And so I would imagine most of the people I know are from Copperwood and Lockhaven. What is Shorestone known for?
A lot. Shorestone is essentially it's sort of like Italy in terms of like what artisan goods it sort of pumps out. It is essentially like a big sprawling city that's carved into a large rock, I wouldn't say basin, like a large like collection of rocks that sort of make up the shelter. It does have a lot of guild families, and most of this is held together with 3 of the most talented mice of the 4 main pieces of artisanry: carpentry, metalsmithing, expert mathematicians, and stonemasonry, which was really what sand mason was being used for, essentially.
Being a blacksmith myself, I think it would be awesome to try and make a connection with the master blacksmith of this city.
All right. So that is an important person. How about you go ahead and make a obstacle 3 circles test?
I will not make this test, but it's fine.
That was a Skeksis noise you made.
Are we allowed to fork in this game?
Haha, no, except for your wises. I will allow you to fork your wises or use your wises to help yourself, because I think it's just like an ideal situation. Wise makes sense.
I don't have a wise that makes sense here, so I'm just going to make the roll.
Okay. Do you want any help?
Yeah, would anybody like to help me build some rep?
Let me see if I have anything that I could.
You'll have to tell me exactly what makes you the right individual for this.
I'm very good friends with Rona in Lockhaven, who is a metalsmith, and perhaps she might have talked to me at some point about some people here to go see.
That's a very good point. Yeah. She's like, there's no good hammer like a shorestone hammer.
Yeah.
Because a shorestone hammer is mandatory. Wait, that doesn't make sense.
I think I could probably help out, given I mean, my whole lineage is all scientists, and there are truly probably ampiers or probably a mathematician there I'm probably familiar with.
Man.
Yeah. It's like a little nerd convention. Let's just do it. Let's get that little circle in there.
Could I help as well? Could we say that this meeting is actually happening in the smithy, and there's like sparks flying, and in between like conversation, the smithy's like hammering something, and with my laborer skill, I will run around and pump bellows and make sure that the quenching waters are all set up and the hammers are in the right place.
All right. I think. Do you have smithing or armor?
No, I would just be laboring, pumping bellows.
Oh, that's right, laborer. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Okay. Yes. I will allow this.
Yeah.
I looked at the circle's factors, and it might be a little higher because they're high rank.
Yeah.
And because they're going to have a lot of power, it might be obstacle 6.
Well, that's good. I have 6 dice now. I want to try and make this. So, and if I get to fail, it's at least another test, right? Is that how that works for these?
Oh, no. If you fail, I'll probably invoke some enmity clauses.
Oh, damn.
Ooh.
All right. So Fate and Persona, remind me again which one adds to my dice pool?
Persona. Persona can add 1 per point.
And Fate allows exploding 6s or rerolls fails?
1 reroll per fate point for dice. 1 die rerolling, and then explode 6s as well.
Okay, so I'm going to spend a Persona and a Fate. To make it 76 D6s explode and reroll 1 failure. I mean, it might work. Okay, so I'm currently at 3 successes, and I can roll that 6, and I can reroll a failure. So
you'll have to spend 2 for that.
Well, I reroll the failure, right?
Yes,
because I spent a Fate.
Roll a 6 as well if you spend the.
Okay.
please stop right there. Oh my god. I've been waiting to use enmity clause forever. Oh no.
That is 6 successes on 6 dice, 7 dice.
For what it's worth, that was a lot of points you had to pump into that to make it work.
Yeah,
Right?
I wanted to do something meaningful, and I did.
I think
I earned it.
well, stepping into the halls of Shorestone, number one, you also need to know where the apiary is.
Yes.
It is essentially a long corridor with several little like T sections where you can go into districts where certain guild families are in charge. You turn into the smithing district where a mouse named
Farfignugan.
Farer is in charge, and it's pretty instantly recognizable who is running operations because there's just a large voice sort of coming over the bellows and the clanging and the heat from this very I would say busy workplace. But he notices your cloak immediately, and turning, you see a black furred mouse, and you see his like heavy mitts over his paws sort of wipe at his face. It turns out that he's actually like a brown fur underneath all the grime, and he's very sturdily built. And he approaches you with a large leather apron that looks about as heavy as your cloaks, if not more so, and gives you all a sort of a Shorestone wave. He says, "Well, a happy day to you all. What brings you to Shorestone? I'm sure you have any goods to sell or anything you wish to buy. Shorestone quality remains top tier."
I know. That's one of the reasons we're here, actually. We need to speak with the chief apiarist, of course, but I come from a smithing lineage myself and thought we'd drop by.
Ah, well, Henley has been awaiting you, so I imagine I can send one of the little ones to give you a little, guidance. You might want to be careful which sections you go in. You really need to know who can charge the best rates for the best quality.
Of course.
Yes. Well, it's good to see that you stopped by. Anything in particular that you're looking?
Mostly no.
I've moved a bit of head myself. My name is Farer.
Farah.
And he shakes your paw.
I'm Thane. I'm from Copperwood. I grew up coppersmithing.
Very nice. Copperwood has a very good mining establishment. We are
Indeed.
very pleased to have opened some trade with them as of late.
Yes, I had heard about that, and I wanted to come and specifically meet your acquaintance, because I've heard of the amazing stuff that you've done, and was hoping maybe sometime we could trade tips.
Trade tips. We could have a session or two. There's a lot of new innovations to be made in Shorestone, and unlike a few other towns that are scared to promote the furtherment of industry, you'll find there is much to learn.
I would be very excited to, and I agree, we need to be focusing more on industry as time goes by. The weasels will return someday, and we should be as prepared as we can.
Oh, worse than that, what if another bear comes?
What if another bear comes?
We'll have to have ballistas and great paw smashers, or piercers. Still,
Indeed.
yes.
Farah, if I might, does your town actually have records of this bear attack specifically? I would like to at least delve into those records for my own curiosity's sake. I would like to know a little bit more about this.
Well, you'll be happy to know that Shorestone has a very intricate history. The mathematicians, in fact, are the ones to see about that. They, as you might imagine, have a lot of figures written down on paper. Omar shall be the best bet in that instance. I was here for that attack. And
I shall
luckily
see
it
to
did not pierce past the roof of our great short stone. But we did lose our honey hive.
Such tragedy. Such tragedy.
Well, I'll make sure to send recommendation your way. The Mouse Guard are very well respected here.
I'd appreciate it.
Actually, yeah, you guys weren't asked for your weapons or anything.
I do have a question. Is there a specific leader here, or is it this council of craftspeople?
Oh yes, it is this lovely group of us guild leaders. We make decisions every month or so based on public comment. It's sort of like a big, fun town hall.
Oh, excellent. Well, we have two pieces of business. I think one is we are giving you a new hive so that your apiary may be regrown. Thistle and Stroud are experts on the ability to contain and both to work with bees.
Not a
And-
whole hive.
Oh no, that's right, a queen bee. No, so that your hive can regrow. I should say we're giving you a queen bee so your hive can regrow.
There you go.
But we also, it comes from Maple Harbor, and that's where the more troubling news comes in. So I wonder if it wouldn't be best if Thistle and Stroud went and talked to your apiarist. Well, maybe perhaps Finn and I spoke to you?
We have some business to discuss that is not great for open air.
And Thistle and Stroud can give the same information to the apiarist simultaneously. And
Very well. You have my keen interest in this matter. And he sort of waves his hand, and this smaller, perhaps grimier mouse runs over, and he instructs her to guide you guys to the apiary, whoever's going. And he sort of juts a thumb behind him. We could probably go to the commercial center. It's much quieter than here, and much more private when you move to the right places.
excellent.
So, you guys are splitting up. Do we want to...
I actually will take Thane aside for a moment. Thane,
Yes?
wouldn't you rather take your cadet?
I would like to see how they do with a little bit longer of a leash.
All right.
Very well. All right. This is very interesting. We still have that one player's turn check, but I also feel like we're getting an idea of what exactly the GM's turn will be about. So let's move forward. Let's stick with Farer, since I have his voice down. And he guides the commercial district, which is a rather colorful, long road with various shops, and it's a very mom and pop place. It also has a lot of the food here that is served is hawked at the outside of buildings that are the family's home, and there are carts. There are one particular building is sort of set aside, and Farer opens it with a key. It says, "This is the meeting hall, but nobody's in here right now because we've already had that." He enters, and it's a large, echoey chamber with various benches for everybody to sit to the side, while you see it's just a big main mosh pit with a stage up front where you imagine the guild leaders would be. And you do see there are oh gosh, what are they called? Sort of decorative pictures, not like gosh. It's not a painting. It's like
Tapestries?
oh my god, thank you. No. Like
It's like a relief.
a relief.
Like
oh my
freezes.
god.
Yes, like
It is-
freezes. Indeed.
Freezes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Of
The freezes
Various-
provide relief.
Ah.
of crafts mice from the past on the walls to sort of inspire everyone.
Yes.
And Fowler takes a seat, dusting himself a little more, and sort of says, "Well, I'm not the matriarch, so your report, I imagine, is not going to be as formal."
No. So, Finn, do you want to start or shall I?
Oh, I'll fill in any bits that I remember, but I'm sure you've got it.
Okay. Well, as you know, we were sent from Lockhaven to pick up a queen bee in Maple Harbor in Sand Mason to deliver here. When we reached Sand Mason, there was a delegation from the Queen of Venn there, and Sand Mason had just secured a treaty to become under the protection of Venn. And that Queen of Venn urged us to take this queen bee to Maple Harbor instead of here to Shorestone. And I can't tell you, I know this is disconcerting as Venn is not as close in the family as some of the other settlements are. And it's
You're damned right. Venn is an isle of fabrication.
indeed.
The very government is based on some silly idea that is as close to the weasels as you could get. A monarchy like that is a threat to the territories.
I don't disagree, and they seemed to hold some antipathy towards here specifically, as if there was some greater tension coming.
Well, I imagine it's, I guess you haven't heard exactly what's happened as of late. The Isle of Venn recently went through a bit of a shift. It used to be quiet, and in fact, manageable, despite its proclivities towards ridiculous natures. But their new queen, Rosaria Hellicent, has changed things. I'm not quite sure why.
When was she installed?
She was installed sometime last fall under the guise of the throne of the blooming dahlia. Every queen from Venn chooses a flower to represent their supposed reign that will come.
So
Previous was
Oh, I'm sorry.
the previous one, Rosalie, she chose the throne of the baby's birth. Very gentle. I liked her.
So while we were all dealing with the bear, they were
They were
working.
finding their feet. Not many people go to Venn, so this is all gossip.
Has anyone attempted to communicate with them recently?
Well, we try not to. Some of the other towns like to throw their nets a little wider into that sea, but we prefer not to. We look inland.
That's
I
where we
wonder-
are. Oh, go ahead, Finn. I'm sorry.
I wonder if Lockhaven sent an official delegation to congratulate the new queen yet.
I imagine they've been too busy.
might be time to
Saving the territories as it has happened.
Indeed.
True.
Were we to go to Venn, I believe we would need to require permission. Our mission here was very specific, and once Thistle and Stroud have executed their portion of it complete, that was our patrol.
Oh, I'm not saying that we go without orders to do so. I'm just...
Here's what I imagine we can arrange. I can send a missive to Lady Gwendolyn requesting your aid in this matter, because I imagine sending a Shorestone delegation will, no doubt, as I would like it, to ruffle some feathers. So, if you would be so kind, Thane, I would like to commission your patrol to get an explanation as to why our very productive colony of sandmason has been stolen from us.
Indeed, and with permission of Lady Gwendolyn, of course, we would be happy to. Is your expectation that we would leave before that permission is secured?
If you'd like to stay in Shorestone for the meantime until word is brought back, then I can make arrangements.
Quick question before I go further. I am operating under the assumption that we as guard mouse do as we're ordered by Lady Gwendolyn, right? And going off on our own initiative is not smiled upon?
Oh, actually, it's you're sort of expected while you're on a patrol to deviate from your path when you see the guard needs to act.
Okay.
Like you might be delivering an important letter to the governor of Spruce Tuck, but if a family is being chased by an evil baby stealing squirrel, you would intervene.
Okay.
So there are, as long as you're able to send word to Gwendolyn what's happening, because guards mice are meant to blaze trails and right wrongs.
Okay.
So if you're taking the initiative, it won't be frowned upon as long as you keep her matriarch informed.
Excuse me. Then I'd like to rewrite the very end of that. I do believe that you sending a missive to Lady Gwendolyn will allow us to have quite free hands, and we would be absolutely able to go and act as representatives to get a fuller understanding of what the Queen of Venn and her people intend.
Yes. That would be very helpful. As you can imagine, we're in the thrall of summer work. We're not only building crafts, we're reestablishing our lines of trade.
Indeed.
So this would save us disruption, because I imagine one of the guild leaders would have to go if you're not here. Thankfully, the guard have level heads when it comes to the rights of the towns, of the territories.
Of course, and from what I understand, Sandmason is legally a colony of here, correct?
Yes. It's very well established.
Although, I do wonder, what was the founding charter like for that colony?
I would have to get it for you. That will take perhaps some time. I can arrange until we get a ship to take you to Venn. It is likely I can go to Omar.
Of course. Specifically, I'm curious as to what would cause them to choose to defect. While Venn is certainly a culprit here, can't help but wonder what the motivation was for the colony itself. They had a hand in it.
No, personally, I would say they stayed out in the sun too long.
Still, have there been tensions recently?
I mean, there's been a few disputes concerning the trade of much of their hard-earned, but rightly so, hard-earned cash flow, as well as stocks and everything. Being stuck in the dunes doesn't leave you a lot of room to harvest. But we've made sure that they had sufficient to keep them going.
How sufficient? I apologize. Let me rephrase. Are there records that would show roughly the percentages, perhaps?
Oh, absolutely. That we are not known for our vague natures that other towns like to hide such things. But the mathematicians here are very, very,
Well, all forms of
very smart.
all forms of craftsmanship require exactitude. It only makes sense that you would have strong records, of course.
And the best craftsman, of course, then would have the best records kept.
We might not have the most thrilling of tales, but we know how to add digits.
I've heard my tale is quite thrilling.
And
Yes,
so are you.
It's turning into quite the spectacle of summer. Very sorry you're being derailed by this mad queen. Who knows what other towns or settlements she wishes to inhabit.
It's only our duty to understand why.
Well, is there anything else I can arrange for you?
No, the boat, I think, will be sufficient.
And the records when
Of course,
we,
yeah.
The charter.
it will allow us the opportunity to discuss if we need to.
Well, I can see you to the apiary if you'd like to catch up to your friends.
I would actually be very interested to see how they handle this on their own. You see, one of them is actually a student of mine, and every student deserves time for their own lessons.
That's very true, but I would advise you there should be someone to oversee them, particularly so that they can they don't beat both thumbs, as the saying goes.
Indeed. Stroud is with them, and he is an able patrol guard.
I can tell by the cloak.
There perhaps somewhere that we could simply have lunch.
I know just the place.
Perfect.
Oh,
Perhaps we could send word for them to meet us when done.
absolutely. You'd be surprised how many, oh gosh, what are they called? What are baby mice called? Pups?
Sure. Kits?
Oh, I've got so many pups I couldn't send their way.
Mises.
Mises.
Oh, that's lovely. All right.
Yeah, maybe kits or
That's foxes.
Maybe children.
younglings.
My younglings.
Yippee! And we go over to the apiary. The apiary, oh my god, let me drink this coffee. Okay. The apiary is, as one might expect, at the tippy top of Shorestone. And it is sort of like haphazardly built so that the hive can be entered from above. And coming in from below is quite the scene because the apiary is in great need of construction. So there are a lot of new projects being sort of measured and stabilized. There is a quiet sort of consideration that some of these work crews give you until they turn back to their work. But you eventually do find a very well garnished mouse. They have this heavy waft of perfume. This
Covered in
cloud
parsley?
that sort of suffuses them of some sickly sweet, flowery scent. And they are garbed in these robes that sort of make you imagine like someone thought, I want to be the sun. I want, when people look at me, I want them to be, oh, beauty. And they are also a blonde mouse. Oh my God. They turn and give you a little bow because they recognize Stroud as a mouse guard. And they say, Hello.
Greetings.
I am Omar, here of Shorestone, the apiary master. I believe you have a queen bee for me.
I do. Greetings. I am Stroud. This is my colleague and just learning colleague, Thistle. And we bring you a very lively, very well kept queen bee. Her name is Gracie, by the way. We would like to keep that name. But we trust that.
Bees, too?
Oh, of course. My parents being apiarists, we named all our bees. Don't you name yours?
Well, that's what I ask every apiarist that comes through here. They always, for some reason, the further north you go, the less bees are, personal. They treat it like an industry instead of a family.
Criminal. Just criminal. Well,
It will ensure that Queen Gracie is given her titles and such.
I should hope so. Before I, trust that I hand this over to you guys, I see that you have, it's still in the state of repair after your unfortunate incident. What resources might this place still need to ensure that your hive thrives?
For one to thrive, one must have knowledge. It would be most helpful if we had an idea if the well-traveled paths of the bees were still available to them. As you might imagine, their interpretive instructions that they give to each other might be a little addled because of the new queen. We have tried to scout out new places to lead them to help get the pollen that they will most happily devour. We will be able to cover the hive from any foraging predators, blue jays and the like, if they like to investigate. But new fields of flowers would be very helpful to find. If you are scouting around the area, I admire the region we live in. It is quite a verdant coastline.
I shall make sure to look out for those and send word back to your apiary if we do find anything for you.
We'll be well compensated with a commission contract price as well.
Noted. Do you have, and I've talked to Farrer down below, he had mentioned that you do keep wonderful records of the previous incident regarding the bear attack, and I would love to peruse those should you have copies of those. Any sort of records, any sort of data. I myself find numbers to speak much louder than anything that I could foresee anecdotically. So if you could provide those, I know we would love to take a look at those.
Well, yes, you should come with me then, because if you go to our local mathematician, you will find. Oh wait, this is not Omar. Omar is the mathematician. Oh,
I was about to say I wasn't sure if Omar did double deal.
this character shall be called Gillian, the apiarist of Shorestone. Excellent. Jillian says, well, it's good that you came to the apiary instead of Omar's study, because you'll find that our records are a bit more to the point. We don't take account on what everybody ate for breakfast that morning and what was thrown in the trash. And they guide you to this work table that has a lot of various scrolls on it, and he sort of gestures between some of the blueprints for the new hive to some other scrolls that are sitting beside it and says, here we have a sort of a dual operation here. We have the accounts of the damage, And then we have the efforts to rebuild. It's good to have them side by side. And he points to the ones that are the accounts, and you can get glances of extensions and rebuilding that is being done currently.
Okay. I'm assuming I've already handed the bee already off. I'm not sure. I just want to.
If you'd like.
Because I was going to just hand it over to Thistle and just be like, here, you take it. A good. It's like, you know what? You can do this. You got this. You got this. You're a big boy. You can handle it.
If you'd like to like just lug the queen up to where like they'll be putting her in her new home, her palace. Yeah, you can go ahead do that, Thistle. If you wanna, do you wanna like use your labor as a player's turn check? Because you can start leveling that up. Labor is broken in Mouse Guard. It's one of the best skills.
Yeah, let's do that.
All right. Well, it's going to be obstacle 2. It's an uphill battle to say the least.
Alrighty then. Let's see. I'd how would I like to do this? How about taking it up? I think I'm gonna use my nimble.
Oh, excellent.
And yeah, I only get to use one thing anyway, so let's do that. Labora.
Labor, rah, rah,
Rah, rah, rah, rah. So that's gonna bring it up to 3.
There you go.
Nice.
Okay.
Excellent.
Very good.
No problem.
You want something done right? Do it yourself. I'll get this bee to where they're supposed to be.
And you do so. To the great applause of the various apiarists and Shorestone residents, as though you're leading a parade. Very well done. And she arrives into her new residence, all safe and sound.
Are there other bees?
There are that survived. They have been sort of kept in their little spaces. They have these like honeycomb-shaped spaces to keep them, because although the queen did not survive the bear encounter, some of the other bees did, and they wanted to stop them from escaping because they still need a hive.
So now we have to hope that the other bees accept their new queen.
Yes, which they will once certain sciencey stuff is done by the apiarist, who still has some ways to make the queen bee smell like the old bee. I think at this point, Stroud, if you want, you can get an account of the bear attack if you like.
Yes, I would. So, is there anything particularly scandalous? I am going to be, I guess, like.
I think this might be a role to sort of assess the various accounts. There are a few skills that can do this. I think if you do apiarist, you could get an idea. You could also roll administrator, which is sort of a very nice niche skill for documents, government, and all sorts of other things.
Okay.
You could try learning a new skill that is with administrator.
If I were to learn a new skill, though, it would still be starting out of just a 1, right?
Yeah, it would be half your will, no doubt.
Okay, half my will.
By the way, this sounds like we're starting. This sounds like we're starting the GM's turn, and I like how freeform it's going. So if you guys want to write goals, go right ahead.
I guess I could start out right now, since I just kind of got to the point right now. Now that I've kind of like got to the point where I'm seeing all the documents in front of me, and in general, as we're getting deeper into the story, I guess my goal in general is to see if there's foul play involved with the bear attack, and that is my ultimate goal. Sorry,
No. You finish. Sorry.
Oh, that's pretty much it. Like, so not only just ascertaining what happened with the bear attack, but to see if there are third players involved with it.
That's a good point. You do have Thistle here. If Thistle has a skill that can help.
If I didn't finish my goal from before, do I add another goal or can I change that goal?
You can change the goal. You can change your beliefs and instincts, in fact, if you need to rework those. But you can have the same goal as before if you think you have a better chance of completing it, or you could go for a completely new goal. Now that we have a little experience with the system.
I think my last goal was too open-ended. Like, it's not really, there's no actual end to it. I will ensure that the younger mice follow the patrol leader's decisions. That's actually more of an...
That's a good goal, though. keep accountability up in the...
Well, and I'm going to keep working on that, but I feel like that's more of an instinct than a goal. Like, a goal should be achievable, right?
Yeah, because the goal means you have to follow up, but an instinct means this is important to your character.
Right.
And it is something that will always be followed through. So actually, yeah, I love that as an instinct.
So I'm actually going to switch up my instinct. And then for goal, I'm thinking I will see that all mice in my patrol arrive at Venn safely. Does that work for a goal?
Yes.
Okay.
Because overseas journeys are not easy.
Well, can we both have the same goal? Because I was typing my goal as y'all were talking, and it was get the patrol across the water into Venn safely.
Keyword safely.
Yeah.
I think it's... I don't think there's a rule that says you can't have the same goal.
Okay.
So I'm cool with it.
All right.
I would imagine it would happen a lot, actually.
It might actually be like different ideas of safely.
Yeah.
As in nobody died.
Yeah, that's true.
Or it could be nobody's hurt. So,
Yeah.
Stroud, I figure, is already getting his set. I think your last goal was figure out about the bear attack or the scent border. Your last goal was about the scent border, and unfortunately, we took a different turn. But yeah. What about Thistle?
Thistle doesn't trust people to do things correctly. So they're actually very uncomfortable about this whole carpentry rebuilding the hive thing. And they want to find the flaws in this new construction.
Okay.
So I was going to let Stroud do their thing, trying to figure out their stuff, and then ask you about checking on this carpentry and blueprints and stuff.
All right. Neuro, do you have your goal?
So am I modifying the goal that I saved earlier, or am I, sorry?
You can choose a completely new goal, or you can sort of rework the previous goal.
I really want, I feel like I still don't understand what really happened with like the scent border and with the bear attack.
Why the bear crossed.
And so I think I want to stick with the goal of like really just kind of like getting at the heart of the matter. What, even if it's like something innocuous as the bear just happened to, cross across the border, or if there truly was something that happened that resulted in that. If I was as inquisitive as I am, I would say that just all the sequences of events I've seen so far makes me question what's going on with everything that has happened.
Okay. I like that. And it sounds like you're ready to dig in to that. So, did you want to make an administrator roll, or because that sounds like you're also trying to piece together what reports we have of like the lead up to the bear attack?
I would love to do that. So it's half of my will, right? So I'm putting in administrative at 3. So my will is 6, and it would be a 3.
Oh my God, your will is amazing.
Yeah, that's really good.
That's the only reason why I'm like, well,
okay.
So I'll be rolling 3. Do I get any assistance from this one? I guess.
Do you have any wises?
I have a scientist and medicine wise, or insect and medicine wise, so I don't think that would be very helpful in this case.
This probably will be an obstacle 5, by the way.
Okay.
So you're trying to find stuff out about the scent border.
Correct.
And the mouse guard is in charge of keeping the scent border up to date, right?
Yes.
Correct.
Can I lend assistance with my code of the guard wise?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right.
If the other characters want to, they can also chip in, I guess.
Oh, okay.
I mean, you guys are waiting, but like, I imagine this can be like a day-long process.
Okay, so maybe they come back, they meet us for lunch, we hang out, he mentions what's going on, etc.
Yeah, we can sort of jumble the scenes.
So to help out with this, I could throw in Persuader.
How so? Who are you going to persuade?
So I imagine to get these records and to talk to people and do all this administrative stuff will require, this is a very process-oriented place. And so it would probably require a bit of red tape normally.
I love that.
And I can use my gift of gab to cut through that red tape a little bit.
That is magnificent. I love that approach.
You know what you should do, Stroud? You should check to see what the weather was like. You want to find out if it rained an unusual amount, and if it did, if maybe that washed away the scent border faster than normal. I can help you out with that if you get me the records. And I'm trying to help with Weather Watcher.
That's perfect.
I like this idea.
Perfect. All right, you got 3 helping dice.
All right, so the 6 dices I'm rolling. We good?
Actually, interesting. If you want, Vaden can give helping dice for this.
Can I make a suggestion, by the way? If we're only rolling 1 die for this game and this game only, can it be 1 douse? And then the roll is both dice? All right, I'm sorry.
I haven't asked what you guys do with the mouse thief, but Vaden can help out with this because he also has an account of the bear attack.
If he feels inclined to help, then I don't see why not.
He will help with his scout.
Okay.
And I will just tell you that once he hears that you're sort of investigating the bear issue, he will, with perhaps a little bit of leniency towards his previous criminal record, sort of talk to you about being on the road because he is not from Sand Mason, nor Shorestone.
Okay.
That they had to flee.
I like to imagine that at this point, like, previously Thistle had had their tail wrapped around their hands like handcuffs, but now they're just like so used to walking together that they just kind of hold Thistle's tail, like, I'm following you, don't worry about it.
So sweet.
An umbilical
Yeah,
tail.
absolutely. So, yeah, he'll give you some helping dice. All right.
All right.
Are you ready?
I've got 7 dices to roll, so I'm good.
All right. 1, 2, 3, 5 successes.
Okay.
You do have a 6. Do you want to spend a fate point and explode that?
You know what? Might as well, right?
Ah. How do you guys keep doing this? How does this keep happening?
Science!
And teamwork.
We're very good at what we do.
Well, through various accounts, both from the apiarists and from official records of different establishments of Shorestone, and in fact accounts from Vaden, Neuro, the bear crossed the scent border near Dorygift. This was the first sighting of the bear, and also the first victim of its rampage. Albeit its lazy rampage, where it smells something nice, like a mouse town, and begins to dig it out so it can eat it. And Dorygift suffered a lot of the early damage. The weather report states that in the day before the bear supposedly crossed, they believed that it was... You know what? I hadn't thought of that. So I'm going to go ahead and say that it was actually a sunny fall day. And it correlates to the timeline where usually the mouse guard sets the scent border before winter sets in. So they might be able to keep out, make it fresh so not a lot of predators get through. The scent mix was delayed in its deployment due to Spruce Tuck trying to perfect a new concoction to sort of update the previous scent border. So it was still left over from last summer. It's not certain that that's why the bear crossed, but it was still like an old layer where it was. So they imagine that the bear crossed somewhere close to down here, perhaps in the southern end of the territories. There is a very strange path that the bear might have taken. I think I'll go ahead and draw it. Let's go ahead and just use this sort of like a path. They imagine the bear sort of went through Dorygift, bam, 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 and then it wandered itself around here, following the rivers, and eventually swerved towards Copperwood, but was deterred due to a few efforts by the mouse guard, who realized, oh god, this is happening, and it crashed through Shorestone. Once it reached Shorestone, it came in the middle of the night. Fortunately, when most of the bees had returned, because it was unsatisfactorily cold outside, and began to dig at the layers of protection that the hive had. But it's a bear. It has big, thick claws, and it dug out most of the honey and crushed most of the hive, including the bee, by doing so. In fact, a lot of the bees, the only reason some of them survived was because there were gates to keep them from all going out to sting the bear, which likely would have killed them. A few did get out, and that's why some of them died. And then afterwards, the bear left, and the destruction caused a few deaths and injuries because the entire hive was collapsing down into Shorestone. And that is as far as the bear trip goes, at least in Shorestone. It traveled north and eventually was able to be led towards the scent border over here through various efforts of the Mouse Guard. And that essentially is what happened with the bear. You get a listed patrol that layered the scent border almost immediately after the bear had crossed. The scent border patrol was led by patrol leader Graham. And they are still an active member of the Mouse Guard, as you understand.
So, for a quick question, then, when the Mouse Guard usually apply the scent border, is it done like sort of like a homogenous like ways, like everyone simultaneously gets a new scent border, or is it kind of like a I guess staggered approach? Like, you know, we'll address the southern border first, then the northern border, or
here's how I imagine it. They start from the southern end or the northern end, depending on like how the weather is and sightings of weasels, perhaps. And then they resupply once they reach like the halfway point right here by traveling to Spruce Tuck, resupplying the scent border barrel, and then going back to go over it to finish off the sweep.
Okay. So, I had one last question and it escaped my train of thought, so I'll probably come back to it afterwards. But all right.
But yeah, the scientists of Spruce Tuck pushed for delaying, even though there were stores of the scent border mixture, because they wanted to perfect their mixture, their concoction, to sort of update it. Which you imagine might have been, because you are from Spruce Tuck, it might have been a squabbling between particular scientist factions and families.
Yeah. So I imagine it's probably like a battle of the wits at that point. So when was the last, like, I guess historical wise, and this might be something I have to roll for or something, but when was the last bear attack, recorded bear attack?
The last bear attack happened before the Winter War with the weasels. These things are very rare.
Okay.
There's sometimes sightings, but most of the time they aren't as active because the Mouse Guard does usually a rigorous work of keeping the scent border up. The last one that visited was in 1147. And that was during the winter.
Okay. So I mean, for me, I guess like internally, like I am comforted with the fact that, like, you know, all the accounts seem to point towards there's no foul play. Although I think like if I were to finally close the lid on everything, I'm not 100, I'm probably 90% assured. If there is time, I would love to just go to Dorgrifta just to kind of see if there was.
Okay, I forgot something. I forgot Vaden. Vaden tells you that he is from Dorgift.
Oh, okay.
And that he and his mother fled during the attack. And he makes certain to note that there were they were being hunted, not by the bear, but by what looked like periphery, like scouts that were either weasels or ferrets. He can't really tell the difference.
Okay. So, so I will probably then ask Vaden in terms of like, were there any sort of like, I guess like out of the ordinary events that might have occurred prior to the bear attack within the town?
He says, I mean, no, I was kind of busy being, teenager, so I wasn't really attending to that. My mom, she said that, it was about time we got out of there.
Okay. Okay.
We didn't even dare to push us out, but.
So what happened with your pursuers then? I imagine you must have lost them somewhere, or something must have happened.
Yeah, it was a long night. They kept trying to track down our scent, so we got all muddy and we were covered in mud and muck, and we crawled through the ground, and we were all sticky, and we got covered in all sorts of like thistles and grass, and we were able to like not get caught, but we had lots of close calls. We had to hide in like holes. We almost ran into a snake. There were 3 of them. They were all sort of like speaking to each other.
So I kind of like turned to the rest of my team, and I looked to each of them, and I said, and I asked them all, I'm like, I might be overreacting, but don't you find it strange that, Vader was being pursued by these third-party folks right after the bear attack? Don't you feel that it's a little bit too close for comfort as to what might have occurred? Or maybe am I being over paranoid here?
I think caution is always warranted, but I don't understand. I respect your want for knowledge of history, but it seems like what is your intent in pursuing this path now?
Something's not. I call it a gut reaction, or maybe that piece of cheese I ate this morning. I have no idea, but I have this gut feeling that something is not right here. That we haven't had a bear attack since God knows when.
Indeed,
literally been, I think, 8 years.
8 years. So I just find it so.
So
Hang on.
Just gonna bust in, if you are all right with that. Being bold, be like, Stroud makes a very valid point. Mouse Guard has failed these people. There was an invasion.
No.
Bearish
Oh my
weasels.
God.
We have left this. No, something needs to be done about this.
okay.
Thistle.
Wow.
Calm down.
I can't even.
Proud. You as well.
Okay, hang on a second. Let's take these in order. Finn.
Actually, Vaden is like, yeah, there weren't any mouse guard at Dory Gift.
Oh,
there should
Jesus.
have been someone there. There was only like.
Mouses.
Oh, Mises.
I didn't finish his story. The reason he and his mom weren't caught eventually is because those weasels were killed by other weasels.
Definitely Mises.
Yeah.
Look, it's very easy to find patterns when you don't have a lot of information. You can draw a supposition, you can act on a hunch. You need more data. You just don't have enough yet.
I agree.
Not everything is a conspiracy. Not everything is a failure. Not everything is some kind of a quest that you have to right the wrong of. We've got one good one right now. Let's stick to the one we can actually solve.
On top of that, if your proposal, Stroud, is that perhaps the rulership of Venn engaged in some sort of treaty with a group of weasels to send a bear across to create a run on the supply of honey in the territories, then the place we're going to find that evidence is Venn.
I will be okay with us going to either one, but I agree that more data should be ascertained here if we're going to get to the bottom of this. And like I said in the beginning, that this might be me being over paranoid, but let's just be cautious here of any foul play.
It's good to think about all the options and don't stop, right? Just understand where it will lead us, and that'll be great. I like that you're digging into this information, and I like that you're thinking about it. It is important information, but we also have agreed to a goal, and I believe these two things align.
Agreed.
This'll, Vaden sort of leans in, and he's like, "Are they going to kill people?"
What? No.
Thistle is going to be like, if I have anything to say about it, we'll be killing the people who deserve it.
And only those people. And we'll make certain of that fact long beforehand. Vaden, how old are you?
I am older than I look.
You look 4, so how old are you?
16.
16?
Yeah.
Okay. If you want to help out in things like this, you should head to Lockhaven, apply for training. Otherwise, maybe you should consider finding less excitable lines of work in the short term.
Behind our backs, Thistle and why can't I remember their name? And the other 16-year-old
Vaden.
yeah, Thaden are doing like a secret tail handshake. Like, we're both 16. These adults don't know anything.
Like, they thought putting you in charge of me was gonna make me less, like, you know, productive. But I'm like being useful. I'm telling them the truth.
Yeah, we've got to show them what's real.
He's like, I think I'm doing pretty good. I mean, you don't have a cloak, and you're doing awesome. You're not even like an official mouse guard. Like, I think we're both doing well. I think I should stay.
I think you should too.
I also think you should stay.
Hey, you can't hear us talking with our tails.
Oh, sorry. My bad.
It's like entwined, like it's a telephone cable.
Right?
Oh,
Lovely.
do I get a weapon now?
I don't
No.
have any extras.
I have this, and he holds up like a little like sling, and he says, I don't have any rocks though.
I immediately
like tons of rocks when we're walking down paths.
He's like made it out of like grass and like some like reeds.
I'm gonna smack it out of his hands and be like, you know what? You can hold these books. You're gonna hold these, and you're gonna make sure that I have records on hand at all times.
So we're waiting for a boat and then we're leaving. But right now, I think you should leave. We have some business to talk about.
Where would you like these, Mr. Stroud?
Put him right next to me. That's fine.
No. He just gave them to me. And he like plops them down next to you. He says, I'm pretty strong, okay? So if you need me to carry them again, you just throw them right here. And he makes like a little table with his arms.
Vaden, come here.
Yes.
Come here. And I'll like put my arm around him and kind of walk a little ways away from the group. Vaden, it's clear that you have drive, you have purpose. If you make your way to Lockhaven, tell them Finn sent you. Okay? That'll be your in. If you would like to begin training. But at the moment,
Oh, I don't want to train.
well, we have business that we have to attend to. And I'm trying to be nice about this, but you have to go. So, it's up to you.
He says, well, if you think you know what's best, okay.
Okay. Now go.
Right now?
Yeah.
Ah.
Sorry, Scruffy. And I'll like ruffle him between the ears.
All right. He gives like tail whip to like Thistle, and was like, all right.
Thistle's like got one single tear that like threatens to fall, and then they do that thing where they're just like and like sucks back into their eyeball.
Oh, okay. Thistle,
Sir,
you're new to the Mouse Guard. You haven't earned your cloak yet. You won't earn your cloak unless I give my okay. If I ever hear you attack the Mouse Guard to people who are not in the Mouse Guard again, I will make sure you never earn that cloak. We make mistakes and we learn from them. These people need to believe that we can protect them. The more you shit talk us in front of them, the less they believe that. Understood?
sir, yes, sir.
Can you give an actual response instead of this performative one?
I have understood that I am not supposed to disrespect the Mouse Guard in front of non-Mouse Guardians.
But have you internalized
like
it?
that.
Do you get why?
It breeds disrespect and insubordination.
And do you agree?
I can understand the reasoning behind it, yes.
That's enough for now. Okay. So we have to go to Venn.
Looks like it.
Our dear friend the blacksmith here has been kind enough to get a boat for us and write a letter to the lady up in Lockhaven, and so we're going to be good to go. We're going to get to the bottom of this. Maybe the bear's a part of it. Maybe they're not. It's possible. It seems like a kind of screwed up thing to do, but it seems like Venn's doing some screwed up things, and we'll figure that out when we get to Venn. I feel like our goal there isn't just to understand what Venn wants to do, but why they want to do it, and if there is a history of doing other nefarious crap prior to this point. Agreed?
Agreed. That's right.
Agreed.
Oh, I'm leaving. Oh, sorry.
I will walk over to Vaden and grab him by the scruff.
Ah!
You, where do you live?
I was living in Sand Mason.
Okay. You should go back there now. Do you understand me?
Okay.
He's a
I
little
know
wanted
how
in
to-
Sand Mason. A little bit wanted.
Oh, that's right. Sorry, scratch that. These guys are all masons and whatnot over here, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'm going to drag him over to that head.
Oh, far?
Yes. Far.
Yes.
I have.
Near. Sorry.
This one.
Oh, he's ripping my fur off.
Yes. This one needs training in a skill or a trade.
Oh, we have plenty of opportunities for that.
Hopefully, an arrangement can be made where he is trained in return for room and board.
Oh, you know that? You know what? We can do that. Why don't you come over here? What's your name? And he goes, my name's Vade. And that's Venn.
Yes.
He's old.
Yes. I am. And Vaden, you know what is true about old people?
They're about 2 winters away from crumbling.
I'm sneakier than you, and I will always be sneakier than you.
That sets him off. And as you march away.
No, I don't leave yet.
Oh, you don't?
No, Vaden, I'm going to come back here when I'm done with my mission, and I'm going to check on your progress. You are now my personal project. Do you understand me?
I understand.
Do well here. Be impressive.
Okay.
Okay.
That beating can do.
Good. I will return. Thank you, Far.
Oh, you're welcome. All right. Get some mitts on or you're about to get real hot. All right. And with that, we can go on to our break.
Woo! We'll be back right after these messages from our amazing sponsors. I don't know why I'm saying it like this, but we'll see you in a second. Thanks so much for hanging out with us today. If you get a second during break, you should check out one of our amazing sponsors. We're now proudly sponsored by Roll20, the best virtual tabletop for all your role-playing needs. Over 4 million people use Roll20's virtual tabletop to power their favorite games. And with more modules than you can shake a stick at on their new revamped storefront, you'll definitely find something for your group to enjoy. Sign up today by clicking the link below or heading to roll20.net/start/WTTP. Tabletop Loot is an amazing place to get your dice bags, dice boxes, and more. And now you can get 15% off your purchase at tabletoploot.com by using the code WTTPDICE at checkout. Tabletop Loot. Your party starts here. While you're at it, check out our so awesome merch store, So Nerdware. So Nerdware is the place to find all your Welcome to the Party merch and other amazing stuff too. Head on over to sonerdware.com and use the code WELCOME at checkout to get 10% off your next purchase. So Nerdware. It's what the nerds wear. Devin Rue, the amazing mistress of maps, has kindly supported the channel since the beginning and provides graphics for many of our streams. Head on over to rueinc.com to check out some of the best fantasy cartography on the web. Our Patreon supports the creators and producers of the channel by providing Roll20 subscriptions, cost coverage for video hosting, and more. If you want to support the channel while getting podcasts a week early, gaming articles that are published on Patreon first, a shout out during our break, and more, head on over to patreon.com/welcomepartyrpg and throw us a buck or $5. And last, but certainly not least, help out the party. Subs and bits not only support the stream, but also every 500 bits or a tier 1 sub gives a player or DM of your choice a reroll or system equivalent, and every 1000 bits or tier 2 sub gives a player or DM of your choice a crit or system equivalent. Thanks again for hanging out with us today. The game will be back in just a few minutes.
Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
Delicious things to eat.
The popcorn can't be beat. The sparkling drinks are just dandy. The chocolate bars and the candy. So let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
are back.
We're back.
Well, hello.
Hi.
We're
How
back.
are you today? Would you like to guard mice with me?
Oh, see, I thought we were going for like an ASMR feel, not a hey, you want to get in my van kind of feel.
Those are very much the same feel to me. Those two things
Oh,
are not necessarily different in my world.
They super are not the same for me. One is very
Should we
soothing.
make our voices lighter then?
So we should talk like this and make crinkly noises into the microphone.
Yeah.
Going to play mouse guard.
Oh, I love that. That's amazing. Yes, more of that.
Wait, can you flash? Ah!
Yeah, do flash. Do it.
Flash.
Yeah! Oh my god, that sounds amazing. Someone clip that. That was awesome.
I could do so much better. Hi, we're playing Mouse Guard again. And this time, we're doing it on a boat.
I'm on a boat, motherfucker. You ever forget?
So you guys need to get a boat, which far, unfortunately, cannot get you one in Shorestone.
He said you could, though.
He said he could. But as he informs you, the boats will not go to Venn in light of recent news.
Yeah.
As such, he can do one of two things for you. One, he can send you possibly to Maple Harbor to see if you can get a boat there. Or he can point you in the direction of a sort of a boat hermit. Sort of someone who doesn't live in town, but lives a little ways south, more towards like somewhere between, like close between like Lily Grove and Flint Trust.
Boat hermit, please.
Boat hermit.
Yeah, I'm all about the boat hermit. That sounds amazing.
He gives you a nod and says, "All right, so listen, because this is important. Because instead of, paying money in Maple Harbor, you're choosing the less official route. This individual, whose name is, let's see, I gotta find it. You'll be going along the river down to a little ways west of Flint Trust and Lily Grove. You gotta make sure that you don't go into either of those because they don't like this particular ship on the waters. This is not a mouse. This is a vole, I'm afraid. So you should be kind. You should also be aware to be polite. Voles are a little... Well, this one's ornery. I haven't met many voles, so...
An ornery vole.
Yeah, they come from mostly the east. We used to think Cyan was sort of like this mythical place. Turns out there's more than just wilderness further to the east. And this is one of them, an exile, as I understand it. So at least they can sail. Their ship can hold all of you, and more so. Getting it to Venn might require a little bit of undercover shenanigans, unless you think you can word mouth your way through it. I don't know how Venn treats the mouse guard as of late. But this vole, she'll get you there. You will be... Go ahead.
Oh, I was just thinking. I'm sorry.
Oh, interesting. He says this vole is named Captain Skekshol. Captain Skek. Otherwise, that's what you'll call her, Captain Skek.
Captain Skek.
Captain Skek.
Captain Skek.
That's all I got for you.
All right. Well, that is a start.
I can't tell you what sort of price she'll be asking, but it'll be a hell of a lot cheaper than Maple Harbor.
Okay. Well, this is very helpful, and thank you.
You're welcome. And I'm glad that I'm glad that we're doing something.
Yeah.
Thank you for staying and doing this. I've already sent word to Lockhaven. They'll know what you're up to.
This is our duty.
Do you know when you're back?
No. How long is the trip from wherever the Vol's boat is to Venn?
It should be maybe about a day's journey or so.
Okay.
An additional,
depending on weather and depending on if the Vol can sail as well as he says.
worst case scenario, I can help us build a boat.
Oh, really? Do you have Boatcrafter?
Yeah, I'm from Port Sumac.
Oh my god, you're amazing.
Very nice.
Ooh.
Impressive.
So
All
we should
right.
go speak with this hermit, see if we can help.
Yeah, I'm
And if
very
she-
excited.
We can always work something out on our own.
Yes. All right. We will be off then. I believe we're well prepared, stocked, and good to go, team.
Aiden has already said his goodbyes.
Does Thistle have any time to see how badly they're messing up this new hive they're building?
Ooh, that's right. You wanted to do that, and then we just went all the way forward. Go ahead and make a carpentry roll to sort of get the gist of the blueprints that were very obviously next to Stroud's bee disaster zone.
Very nice. I'm going to throw on my bold trait here because I'm definitely trying to call these wonderful mathematicians out.
Rude. Wow.
Very rude.
I'm gonna throw in assistance here too. I'm gonna throw in my admin to
I'm
this.
not interested in helping Thistle cause trouble personally.
And how about
Obstacle
Finn?
5.
Taking a look.
Obstacle 5.
I'm actually going to work against.
Nice.
I
I
am
forgot we could do that.
I am tough, and I believe that failure helps to toughen people up.
Hey.
And so I'm going to allow Thistle to work against themselves.
Ooh, okay.
I like it.
Nice.
Okay. Great. So I can now not pass this check unless I explode some sixes.
Oh, you did start with 2 6s. That's nice.
Okay. Let's see if that goes. I've got enough points to re-roll both of them. So
There's one fate point to explode those dice.
okay, let's do it.
Yeah, it's 1 per to reroll 1s. It's 1 total to reroll 6s.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah, so you just have to spend 1 to explode any 6s.
Okay.
It's very nice.
Oh, still not enough.
So 3 successes. I'm gonna go ahead and give you a condition.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna make you tired.
Yeah. Now I'm tired and angry.
You obsess over this because something must be wrong in these plans.
There has to be.
And I think it works with your angry too, because you're not allowed to take time to double, triple check because your patrol is leaving.
Yup.
So it works perfectly. You just you tire yourself out and you're still angry about it.
Very much.
Yes. But from what you glanced at, it appeared that there wouldn't be any initial problems so long as there wasn't a disturbance.
Well, I'm
As
glad they haven't messed it up yet.
As in, it hopefully will not like torrential rain. Like that's the biggest factor in this.
Alrighty. I'll make a note of that.
You guys have to travel. Are you ready?
Yes.
Interesting.
Should we
Prove
not
it.
be?
Prove it!
Show me your form.
All right, this will be a Pathfinder check and then a Scout check.
I will find the path.
This will be obstacle 4 Pathfinder because you guys are going to be going in between towns and into the wild areas of the Mopopo.
Okay.
The Scout check is going to also be obstacle 4.
Anybody like to help me help us not get lost?
I'd like you to train me in doing some scouting, so I'll throw my scout in there. Yeah.
Love it.
I'll throw in my scout as well.
Love it.
Oh, I thought we had to do different stuff.
Oh wait, yeah, that's right. That's my house rule. We
Oh.
I think in certain circumstances I will allow it to pass
Okay.
because it sounds like you guys need to fan out.
I have no scout, so, but I do have Pathfinder. Can I assist with Pathfinder?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Okay, I'm up to 76. I'd like to call on my trait Direction Sense.
Always useful. You're doing what you're trained to do.
Indeed. And then that puts me up to 8d6, which is a 50-50 shot. I have 1 fate and 2 persona points left. I don't want to add my nature to it. All right, I'm just going to go with the 86, and if I have to spend something, I'll spend it after. Nice. Okay, we're good.
There you go. You guys just keep hitting it like just right on the money.
I know.
Well, the path, are you guys sticking more close to the shore or are you veering more towards like the thicket, the rustles?
I feel like we should stick more towards the shore, personally.
Okay.
Mostly because we don't get a lot of time on the shore. And that sounds nice.
Agreed.
All right.
I sleep better when I can hear the waves.
Okay. That too.
I rarely get to experience that. It is honestly just beautiful and relaxing.
Oh, me in real life, I can't stand nature, but Finn is born in Port Sumac, so.
Ah, yes, I will take a lovely hike in my imagination. So, a scout check is needed to find something hidden. Because, guess what? This vole doesn't want to be found by just anybody.
Okay.
Who's going to scout? This might be a versus test, actually, now that I look at this.
I'm crap at scout, in that I don't have the skill at all. But
I can help with scouting? Yeah, I can also assist.
I have a 2 in scouting.
I mean, I have a 4.
Ooh.
This will be obstacle 4. This will be obstacle 4 scout.
This is what I do. I am a Pathfinder, so Pathfinder and Scout are my 2 big skills.
Yeah, no, that's what you do.
Yeah. So I guess I'll lead on the scouting as well. Can I do that? Can I lead twice?
I think you can.
I don't want to take the spotlight from someone else if they can do this.
I mean, I think the others of us can
Again,
only do
it is
this
your
with
job.
severe luck and help from others.
All right.
So-
I will lead on the scouting.
Okay.
More helping dice, though.
Yes, please.
Yeah.
This person is a boat person, so I will help with my boat crafter by giving you an idea of what sorts of things to look for, any tools they might have left out, or other telltale signs of their territory.
I like it.
I love
I
it.
would like to use my skill as a harvester, because as a hermit who lives among their boats, they would have to have great skills at harvesting their own foods and
Their herd of
supplies
boats.
for their herds of boats. Indeed, their ships in the field.
Do boats herd or flock?
I always thought it was a murder of boats.
That's only if you're Britain.
Oh, okay. That's fair.
Womp womp.
Stroud, do you have a skill that will help you find this strange creature?
You know,
Wise, maybe? Because wises can shield you from bad results.
I'm trying to think because right now I only have insect or medicine wise. I'm going to say that I want to keep using my insect, but I want to use it for this situation because voles have a particular affinity to specific types of herbaceous plants. And if we figure out which insects are centralized around that area, I could actually pinpoint what general area we should be going towards from that.
This makes sense.
Yes.
I love where this is going.
So I get a die for that, is that correct?
Yes. Like
Okay.
you know that they are very partial to earthworms.
Yep.
All right. So I also have Pathwise.
You
Which
want to
I
help
can-
yourself with that?
I would love to help myself with some Pathwise. And-
Ooh, okay.
I could use my last. I only have 2 traits, but my other trait is clever. And we are looking for a vole, and you all have given me a lot of information to look for. How they harvest, where they would tend to stay, what kind of food they eat. And I believe I'm pretty good at synthesizing data because I'm very clever. And so, being the lead scout, I could put these pieces together.
This is really interesting. Sure thing.
All right.
Sure thing.
Done. Okay. Here it comes. What's my OB?
4.
On the nosy!
Nice.
This book keeps giving you guys too easy. Too easy. Too easy. So
Love you
what I
for.
imagine that everybody sort of like contributes, like you have to go someplace where earthworms are common, so it has to be further inland, but there has to be a way to get the ships to the sea. Oh my gosh, Connie, what were you helping out with?
They were doing harvesting, so knowing
That's right.
food that this hermit could eat and feed to their ships.
Perfect. Just like, here you go, darling. Like, put on the deck. So, I think with Boatcrafter, you know that there usually, if it's not, if there isn't a harbor, then there has to be a manner in which they push the ship from the land to the sea. So they're like likely some sort of like not road, but like parallel like structures to sort of like ease the boat on.
Or a stream?
Or stream. It could be a river that goes into there. This is what Zed. This is what your character finds. Finn finds that there are several old wooden, what looks like planks, as well as like a bigger ones to hold up bigger cargo, like bigger ships, and they go straight into the river that leads out into the ocean. Now, there are several of them, and most are older than others. So you imagine whoever's making these ships is making them on site on top of these like, I don't know what they're called, but like I know they exist. That they can push the boat smoothly, so they're not like running against the ground.
Sure.
Which makes it impossible. You will have to go further inland because, harvesting for things as well as a proper diet of earthworms doesn't really grow in the sand.
So if we follow this, we should find at least their workshop. Probably they live close by.
Yeah. Yeah, let's do it.
All right. You go further down this river, and it is a quiet and relaxed area. There aren't many trees. There's long spaces in the brush that you feel exposed, but for some reason you really don't feel in danger because this area, it just appears to be serene. There aren't many animals per se. It's more insect populated. Yeah. That is when you find what looks like a pen. You see it's a little caged area that is tucked into one of the this I don't know about mouse-made, but that's what I'll go with. This mouse-made little hole that is underneath one of the roots of one of the few trees in this region that is set up. And inside, you do see that there appear to be some sort of like bugs. Stroud, you would notice that these are fireflies. And they glow very softly, but because it's daytime, you didn't see them until you got closer. You notice that there are more bugs sort of sealed away in these like hidden alcoves. And you see that there is what looks to be like branches that have been cut from this tree. You find that you've passed a few that appear to have had like the center sort of dug out, and there are little strings sort of sticking out. And Finn actually does recognize, like, when you pull on these strings, you notice that there are some tools hidden inside. So there's some sort of like covert workshop being sort of haphazardly like set up and hidden. You don't see a home, however, but you get the gist that you're in the right area.
Thane.
Yeah.
We should be careful.
I pull out my sword.
I don't know if we need to be that careful yet, but we're definitely nearby. If this person has gone to these lengths, I suspect they're probably fairly defensive.
I put my sword away. All right. Well, let's try and find him. Everybody be on the lookout.
And that is when.
Well, okay.
Yes, that is when you hear what sounds like a great thumping coming from further downstream. You don't see what's coming because they appear to be moving in the taller of the reeds, or rather the dirt now, because you're once again you're in like a soiled area. Mm-hmm. So it's a bit more like bushy. Mm-hmm. And I'll go ahead and give you guys the opportunity to hide, because you definitely know something's coming.
This is gonna be.
It's big. It's pretty big.
How big is a vole? Are they mouse-sized?
They are about mouse-sized. They're a little bit broader, but they're probably about the same height.
So a vole would not be making this kind of noise.
No.
I will yell, "To the leaf cover!" And
what is the sneaky skill?
Scout. Scout is a sneaky. Or you can nature. Nature is literally hiding, climbing, escaping. So if everybody wants to roll their nature, by all means.
I will go for scout, and I guess I'm probably going to fail because I am learning the skill.
This is going to be a versus test in that case.
So I have a question. Can I add 2 wises to a roll? Because I
will say no.
Okay, because I have both leaf cover wise and hidey hole wise. So I can only choose one.
Yes.
Which is
Hidey
fine.
hole wise sounds perfect.
I will take hidey hole wise. Indeed.
So I'm rolling half my my will, right?
Yeah, let's do will.
And well,
Okay.
wait, it's in our nature to hide from big things. So we could add our nature to this roll without risking a point of nature, correct?
Exactly.
Okay.
Okay.
Sweet.
So I could add my current nature. I haven't regained any, correct?
I don't think so.
Okay. So it would be 2 plus my nature at the moment is 3, so 5 for me then.
Yeah, I'd say so. It does cost a persona point.
Worth.
I will go ahead.
Thistle is
Persona point because I'm trying something new. Is that it?
No, because you're adding. Are you adding your nature?
Right. Yeah, I am. To my Heidi thing. I thought I could do that.
Yes, you can. You can,
Okay.
and it won't be reduced.
Okay. Oh, I see. But it still costs the persona point to do it in the first. Okay.
Well,
All right. That's
I
fine.
got.
So
4.
they rolled 3 successes.
Where do you on the sheet? Where do you put in your roll? How do you make it roll?
/R space. X
You have to
D6
type it in.
Plus.
Okay. Well, because I'm seeing people get like it says the number of successes. I'm trying to
If
figure
you
out.
add *4 at the end, then it'll tell you what rolls you got above 4 or higher. Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Masterful.
I got 5 successes. Holy crap. Okay.
Okay. I got 3.
Okay, so you tied.
Okay. I think I'm just going to run with just my nature. So just a 4 right now that I have for nature.
Okay.
So I'll hopefully risk that.
so Thistle is going to do this because it's in order. They're going to use their scout, and I'm going to use my long tail against myself. And
That makes perfect sense. I'm
Yes.
so proud of you.
thank you. They're not really excited about this whole hiding thing. They don't think it's the smart way to go, but they're going to try to do it because they've been told to.
All right. Excellent.
And they trip on their tail.
Oh, that's gonna be great. Okay, so here's what we'll do. Stroud and Thistle failed. Zed, you're tied. Do you want to break this in my favor, or do you want to roll a tiebreaker?
So I don't know which is better for my advancement of a skill I don't have. Failures or successes?
Either. If you
Either?
don't have it, you just have to test it enough times.
I say. I'm fine with failing this.
Okay. Which trait do you want to use to break it in your favor?
Let me see here. Being unable to find anything, like any place suitable enough, I decide that I'm tough enough to handle whatever comes.
Oh wow, that's amazing. All right, so you stand your ground. Does Stroud try to take shelter with the insects, I imagine?
I think he's just too busy, like looking at all the different insects to even notice. He's like, oh my god, what is?
Okay. And hiding it does not seem to be your strong suit. So you hide.
So they were ordered to hide in the leaf litter. So I'm imagining they're like running towards the leaves and trip on their tail and just go like all these crunchy leaves underneath.
Perfect. So, as the only one who succeeded in hiding, where do you hide?
Being apparently an expert at stealth with 9 dice without having to spend any. Oh no, I use my nature, so with 5 dice without having to use my nature. So we're kind of near a river, and there's a bunch of leaves, and there's some holes dug in the ground. I will find a hole underneath a bunch of leaves, and just have like this part of my head looking out.
Okay. So, do you have your weapon out, Finn?
I have my hand on it for easy grabbing, but I do not draw it yet. I want to see what's coming.
It's a crab. Giant crab.
Come here, you big spider. Well, I will pull my halberd.
All right, you pull your halberd, and you're thrown off for a second because you see standing atop it with 2 thick strands of rope sort of twisting and wrenching
Little eye socks.
Yeah, with and also on some of the legs is this creature. It's much thicker than a mouse, and it's sort of like spitting and hissing, but you get the feeling it's more to instruct its ferocious mount, which is coming closer. And at this point, it comes to a halt in front of you just when, Stroud, you see that there is a green snake curled around one of these pens that you didn't notice, and it sort of like lifts its head towards you and like flicks its tongue out and starts to like follow you. I think you're startled enough to let out a yelp and fall back out into the open, sort of out of where everybody was trying to hide. This green snake follows you. Thistle, you're just vibrating with like energy. Like the entire pile is like just like
extra long tail waving above it.
Right?
like a cat. It's like making more noise. The vole curls its lip back and you see its teeth, and it yells out, "Well, what are you doing here?"
I pull myself out of the damn hole.
Looking for you, Captain Skek.
Captain! Well, you're presumptive, aren't you?
Do you not command your own ship?
Of course I do, when they're finished.
Then you're a captain.
You see, the crab is pulling what looks like lumber that has been freshly cut and prepared. And she pulls out a wicked-looking spear. You notice it's like got one end with like, the spear part, but the other end has like a beetle's like horn on it that's been like slot into like a really wicked-looking blade.
It's awesome.
And she sort of looks down and says, "What are you travelers snooping around my place for?"
Peace, friend.
I ain't your friend.
Peace.
We'd like you to be, and I'll roll persuade.
Sure. She's ready to kick you guys out right now.
I will help with... I can help with persuade, right? One person can help with the same skill?
Correct.
Yes.
I will help with persuade.
I will help out with... Oh god, I need to see what my skills are. I'll do a persuade as well. Help out persuade.
We'll get to what everybody says once all the dice are accumulated.
Thistle is going to use Deceiver to try and portray a not I hate you energy towards this captain.
Most excellent. You're just standing there, like, trying to not growl.
Right?
4 successes.
And she will try to encourage you to get out of my swamp with her manipulator. Okay, so you win. She, what do you guys say in order to convince her as she sort of like makes her mighty steed sort of stamp? It's like many legs on the ground, snapping its pincers, glaring at you with alien hate.
I know exactly what Thistle says. They say, "No one wants to hurt you here."
We're only here to talk about travel, and perhaps we can help you with your current project to make it possible.
I will just appeal to the collection, or at least like kind of like the environment that they're in, and just say, obviously this collection of the fireflies, I've never seen such diversity here. You must be well versed in the art of science and insectry here. This is just amazing.
What's the science you're talking about? This is just living.
We asked in, the name of the town that we were just in. We asked in Shorestone for the best boat maker. And I can see as one craftsman to another, they were right. You are the best around. We were hoping to discuss passage.
Okay.
Would you be willing to come down and chat?
As long as you don't bullshit me.
As long as I don't what?
As long as you don't bullshit me.
She sort of like hops down off of some of the shell and the legs, and she sort of like yanks it really hard, and she like smacks it in the face with her like bug part of her spear, and it like begins to saunter off like it's been like let free, like freedom at last.
Poor guy.
She says,
What's that look for? You think that was a nice crab? You know what crabs do to mice?
I gave you no look.
Oh, I'm not talking about you. You're the one with the halberd. You mean business. All right. Do you want to pass
Yes.
to where? I might not have a big enough boat.
We're looking to go to Venn. Not very far, but tricky.
Well, I assumed you were just a know-it-all. But I'm getting the sense you have an idea on sailing.
Yes.
Is that right, Mouse? Because otherwise, we're going to have problems.
No, I was planning to swim to the island. Yes, we would like to sail. You said let's not bullshit. I'm not bullshitting you. Why don't you stop with me?
That's better. Y'all want some tea?
Of course.
That would be lovely. Thank you.
Moira! Moira!
and there's this loud crawling from up above, and you all see a ferret comes crawling down with what looks like strapped to its back several kitchen utensils. Like it's like a miniature kitchen, and you hear it as it sort of comes down, sort of mumble,
"Oh, you really shouldn't yell at guests. They start to, oh, you know, it's a bad impression. You want to be homely."
Oh.
Homely? I'll chase them out. If it's homely, then it's just you and me. What else is there? What do you guys think?
Where I come from, homely means hospitality and the warmth of a good hearth and hard work.
Oh, that's great if you live in a burrow. We live out in the wild here. You know how many thieves and stealers are out here?
Well, I can promise you we are none of those things. We're willing to put in honest work to help out and make our way to Venn.
Oh, Skek, so they're mouse guard. They know better. Trust me.
And she sort of like begins to set the things that she has like strapped to this like weird like saddle / coat that she's like wearing. It's very like useful with getting like things up and down from the tree. And you guys are suddenly beholden to what looks like a British afternoon breakfast.
That sounds amazing.
The water, however, is boiling. It will take a while for that. But she, at that, Skek says,
Come here. And you want a little venom? If you're tired and you need to sleep.
How long have we been traveling? How long did it take us to get here?
It's probably been like better part of 2 days.
Okay. A good bed would be great, I think. I look around at the team.
I think this will probably need some rest.
Yeah, this will definitely need some rest.
Yeah.
Well, if you need to sleep, you just ask me. This tooth doesn't work anymore. This one does. I'll give you a little nip.
No, whoa, hang on. You did say venom.
Oh, yeah.
She licks her lips.
How else do you think I catch all these bugs? You think they just waltz into a cage?
I wouldn't want to deprive you of your hunting technique.
Well, good. More for Moira, then. You don't understand how... I wish you would go to sleep at regular hours like a normal person.
And Moira goes,
It's fine. All of you, we have more bedding than necessary up in the tree. If you require, it's very tall tree. I could carry you up there.
Before we discuss lodging, could we perhaps discuss the matter that brought us here?
Passage to Venn.
yes. We are in possession of 3 boats. I do not believe many of them are quite fit for the journey. We do have one that is being modified for such a thing. We do not like going to Venn.
I don't imagine we'll much enjoy it either, but it's our duty, and we heard you'd be the ones best equipped to get us there.
Oh, quick. Yeah. Are you good rowers?
We can be.
Tireless, at least.
Okay. Moira, you get to take breaks, I guess. So, boats, you can be ready in less than nightfall if I work hard.
We could assist you.
Really? Oh, good to hear. Getting help. Isn't that something new, Moira? My goodness. The charity of some people. The boat, it has its hull done. We got sails. I need to catch a few more moths for when the wind dies. Otherwise, we'll be slapping it against the waves. That's emergency, you understand?
Yes.
We'll need emergency if we're going to Venn. And then I need more supplies. Because now I got 4 mouths to feed. Usually I'm transporting cargo. But not things that need to be fed.
Well, I can certainly help find supplies.
And I'll help with the moths.
Oh, thank goodness.
I can help you prep the boats.
That's even better. Moira needs her fur combed. You want the little one to do that?
I love combing fur.
I think it would be great for Thistle to comb Moira's fur.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
So, let's roll. Insectrist, you'll be getting helping dice from Skek, and you'll need an obstacle 5 to get enough moths.
Okay. So,
Throck, how are you helping with supplies?
I can do Survivalist.
Survivalist?
Or
That's
Scout.
good.
I don't know which one's better.
Survivalist, because water is going to be important. Go ahead and make a Survivalist 4.
Okay.
And Zed, you will have to make a, what is it? Boatcrafter obstacle 3.
Okay.
Connie, I don't know, maybe laborer? Yes. By the way, how many passes do you have in laborer? 1?
Correct, yes.
If you succeed this one, you'll have enough successes to level it up. Do you have a failure?
Not yet.
Well, if you
So
get a failure, you'll
need one or the other.
All right. I'm gonna say it's against the ferret's nature. They stink. So it'll be obstacle 5.
Okay.
I say all this so I can let you guys go forth because I have to go to the bathroom so bad. Okay, be right back.
Okay. So,
all right.
do we just want to kind of go around? Strad, do you want to do yours first?
Yeah, sure. So I have 4 in Insectress right now, but I'm also going to use my Insect Wise as well.
Perfect.
So 5d6.
Are we going to help each other?
Yeah, no, wait. We want to help you. I mean, you got
just
your
kidding.
successes.
Never mind.
Well,
But I will wait for you guys to help. Never mind.
Yeah.
We'll just.
No, you got you only needed 4 successes. You're good.
Okay, well, there you go.
So you did it. You're fine.
I was just so excited. I'm sorry.
No, you had every right to be excited, and you did great.
Finn, you've got an OB3 test for boat building.
Mm-hmm. I'm actually so I have 3 dice right now, 2 from the skill, and I'm throwing in my Streamwise
Nice.
to help me with setting it up to waterproof it.
I can help with Survivalist.
Okay.
And Thistle will come and do some basic carpentry to help you out.
Sure.
And as scientist, I will try to identify the most potent adhesive for you to use.
Ooh.
Nice.
I like that. All right. So I've got 6. So /roll 66.
Mm-hmm.
1.
Hey,
3 successes.
Nicely
Nice.
done. All right, and then I had to do a survivalist check OB4. I start with 3 dice. I'm going to throw my clever in to give me 4, and I'm going to throw my roll in to give me 5, and then anything people want to help with.
You are gathering things, which is a harvester type of thing, so I will definitely help you know how to harvest things.
Sweet.
I can assist you with survivalist.
Okay.
Or I could just as easily assist you with, say, Weather Watcher, figuring out like which sides of trees to find the right mosses on.
Yes, Mises, not Mises. Not Mises! Mosses.
Yes, mosses, not Mises.
Yes, Mosses, not Mises. Sweet.
I don't know if I could use healer in this situation to identify what curative items to bring along. I don't know.
That makes sense.
That sounds
to me.
very useful.
Yeah.
Heck yes.
Yeah, just find the right fungus and the right plants to bring along with us.
I love it.
There you go.
All right, so that's going to be an 8d6 roll. 4 successes. Exactly what I needed.
Everyone's getting them. Okay, so here comes the final roll where we learn, can Thistle groom a ferret?
Can you groom a ferret?
Does anyone want to assist?
How would we
man.
assist with ferret grooming?
That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Use your imagination.
I will assist with weather sense by helping you to figure out how best to groom in cases of humidity and frizziness.
Ooh.
I would like to use Pathfinder because I would imagine ferrets have very knotty fur, and you have to figure out the best ways to comb it to get those knots out.
Hey, this is good.
Or how do you feel about that?
More space.
I could just use instructor and be like, no, you're doing it wrong.
Sure.
Oh. I will assist with healer, I guess. I don't know if I can, but just find the most optimal, I guess, way to stroke to ensure proper comfortness with amelioration with the
Stroke.
Yes, the proper way to stroke to ensure comfort.
I thought you were gonna make like shampoo or conditioner.
Oh, it's too good. I mean, we've got to get those mats out because they can cause just horrible skin defects. So
I mean, I set the obstacle, so let's go ahead.
okay, that's 5d6 I have going here. I could succeed. I could.
You do also have that extra die.
I do. So that can make it 6.
You could tap your nature.
I could. Or I could throw in something against myself and make it even harder.
If you want that fail.
Right?
Yeah.
Gotta fail. I think I have to throw something in because as much as Thistle wants to help you all out getting this boat thing, they do not like this at all. They are very distracted and trying to watch everything around them because this just seems like a bad situation. So I'm going to use my alertness against me.
Okay.
Thistle, you're the worst. Oh, I love my trash party.
Okay. I'm gonna make a twist.
Is it that the fur got more knotted up? Because that's twisty.
Of course. It is.
Oh,
so
spoilers. Sorry.
This is gonna take like the better part of the night. And thankfully, at the end of it, you are assured that we can set sail tomorrow. After we get some rest, because Captain Skek is not one to set forth on a day unless she's had amazing sleep. Which she like pats like Moira's thigh and says, "That's why I got her around. She's a living bed."
Huh.
So thank you for fluffing her up for me.
Yeah, it was so fun.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
It was quite nice. You have very deft fingers.
Uh-huh. Thanks.
That's not creepy.
And Moira, with your permission, will carry you up if you wish. She will carry you like a pup with it in between her jaws. If that makes you feel comfortable. And you guys will be led to various little divots where the branches meet, where there's like a bed of moss where you can sleep without falling out. And yeah, do you guys want to do anything else? Because I feel like this is player's turn at this point before we set sail.
Oh, good.
I'm going to make a. Okay, so here's the twist, because we won't get to it until next episode, and you guys won't be able to change this. But Vaden is going to hide in the hull of the ship.
Yes.
Nice.
Because he is not one to follow orders. But he is strangely attached to you mouse guard people.
He's my bestie, so.
Yeah.
Sorry, say that again about Vaden?
The twist is Vaden is going to sneak into the hole overnight.
That little
when
bastard.
you guys are set to sail. Oh, actually, even better. We're gonna do something amazing next session. It's gonna be super cool. It will involve Vaden, but I'm making it completely different from what I just said.
Okay.
Okay. So what do you guys do? Each of you has one player's turn check. I know Zed got 2, and Connie, you've been using your long tail against yourself. I feel so bad. So you've got, I think, 1. No, you've got 2, because I think your carpenter was like, yeah. So this will like encompass like the day and the night and maybe the morning. This is for recovering as well.
So yeah, I was going to say I'm a little confused as to exactly how the player's turn check thing works.
Yeah, one check, 1 dice roll.
Okay. To do
you declare what you want to do with certain skills or abilities, but you can also use them to recover from conditions.
Okay.
Of which the tender paw has many.
Yes.
So something that I wanted to make sure I understand. So with leveling a skill or gaining ranks in a skill that I don't have any of, I need to succeed once and then I gain rank 1.
You have to roll that skill, which is half of the following attribute, the same number of times as your nature.
Oh, okay. So that changed from version 1 to version 2 then?
Yes, I believe so. Because the more mouse-like you are, the harder it is to learn human skills.
Okay. So I have... And
oh my god, Neuro, that shading on your muscle is like amazing. Yes! I'm sorry.
So I need to get... So my nature is 4. So I need to try a thing 4 times, pass or fail, before I gain a rank in it?
Indeed, and the rank will automatically be 2.
Okay.
Because how many obstacle ones have I thrown at you?
Right.
Very little.
So can I use my player's turn check to try something I'm not great at?
Absolutely.
Okay. Then as we're sort of like settling down for the night, I will attempt to instruct primarily Stroud and Thistle in how to secure their items when in trees so that they don't lose them over the edges.
That's awesome. That sounds like Survivalist.
Well, I'm instructing.
Exactly. So I think this will give you guys a check in Survivalist in that case, if they are successful. What is... God, I forgot what the obstacle is going to be again. What is your... Oh my God, where is it? Okay. It is equal to the student's current nature rating. So what is your nature rating, Neuro and Connie?
I'm a 4 for nature.
4 each?
Also a 4.
Okay. So do you want to use 2 for each of them? 2 checks? Because you guys have a lot of checks, by the way.
Yeah.
Okay. So they'll both be obstacle 4. It'll be half your will.
Okay. There's no way I'm going to make any of these, but that's okay. So,
oh man.
Well, I guess there's really no point in my rolling because if it's OB4, so half my will, so that's 2. So I'll just
unless you want to like spend all the persona points and get Fane to help and all that stuff.
Right. So mostly I'll just be like, see, what you do is this, and then you got to do this, and I'm just not that great at explaining things yet. So
I'm already bored. I'm like looking elsewhere.
I'm like doing stuff, but I'm clearly
hates
just going
this
on for a while. Yeah. So like I get mine set up, and then you guys are like, eh.
I'm gonna make you angry for one of those.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna be angry for one of those, and then I'm gonna invoke another twist that will come in later.
Okay.
So
that's 2 fails I got. Okay. And then
it's still a test.
Yep. Where do I mark angry?
It is on your conditions, I believe, at the top of the page.
Yeah, upper right-hand corner. Well, upper middle right-hand corner.
This one can probably tell you.
Right?
Okay, got it. Found it.
So that's 2 checks. What does everybody else want to do? Oh yeah, your angry is gonna go away, Connie. So you can go ahead and mark that off.
Why is that going away?
Because at the end of the session, did you try to recover from that or no? No, you didn't. Never mind.
No.
Never mind.
No.
Never mind.
I would like to. So, question: is there any way to improve will or health?
Yes, they improve just like skills.
Okay, so I could fail a will check, or make a will test, I guess, because I might not fail because I have a 5 will. I don't know how I would train that though, other than you could say that my attempts at patience with Thistle are making me more strong-willed.
Oh my God! Please,
yes,
I'm here.
Okay.
I'm here for that.
Yeah. So that is what we will do. Is my attempts at being patient with Thistle, and that's I don't know what my OB is, but obstacle.
I think it'll be obstacle 3.
Okay, I'm just gonna roll my 5d6 and see what happens. And I forgot to say a thing, but I did get 4 successes. Yay!
It seems like the only way I can make you guys fail is if I make you roll beginner's luck with as little dice as possible with nobody helping.
We're just getting super lucky with the dice. That could have been, entirely the opposite way.
Right.
It's just random numbers.
So yeah, you're trying. Maybe you try to refer to like how you were when you were a Tenderpaw and how your mentor like dealt with you.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. That's a great check for the player's turn. Well done. That's very thoughtful.
I think. Can I use this turn to assist people with the conditions?
Yes, actually, you can use healer to heal certain conditions.
So can I do it for multiple people?
Yes, but that increases the obstacle.
Okay. Because I'm thinking I want to take this time to brew a calming tea for our angry teammates.
You know what? That is perfect. So, calming tea to get rid of now anger instantly is obstacle 2. To get rid of it, it's going to be +1 because it's more than 1 mouse. And it is also going to be, let's see. I think it's also just going to be okay. So you want to get angry, right?
Yes, I want to make sure they're resolved their anger.
Oh my God! It says obstacle 5. I'm so sorry.
Oh,
wow. Okay.
It's not. Look, anger is not a disease.
I know it's not. I don't know if anyone can help me or might we need to like downscale it to just 1 person.
If you fail, I will have an amazing twist. I promise.
Okay. Does anyone want to help me out with this, or am I just on my own on this one?
I'm too angry to help you.
I'm also angry and trying to figure out how I can help you.
I'm actually, I will say, in fact, I'm going to use.
In Torchbearer, the sequel to this game, if you're angry, you actually cannot help.
Oh.
When I use tough against on a helping thing, does that?
Oh, you cannot.
Okay. So I can only use it against me. Okay, that's
exactly.
fine. So I will say then, let me see here. Now, can I use things against on an assistance roll? Can I like unassist?
Yes, you can just not give helping dice.
Oh, okay. All right.
Do you want to make it worse for him?
I mean, yeah, why not?
Because so my thought was I use deceiver then and say, no, I'm fine. What are you talking about?
That's beautiful. This could be another check. I do know there's like 2 more checks available if you want to level up. If you want to try to learn deceiver.
No, I'm fine. I'm solid. I just won't.
I think you mean I'm fine.
Why won't you let me help you?
Because emotion.
I could help with survivalists, perhaps brew a nice tea to help calm people down, and I could get you this stuff for it.
You could certainly provide water.
I could at least I could at least get you water.
Do you want helping dice from Captain Skek?
I would love it if he could provide any.
Yes, they will provide you.
Okay, so I've got 6 right now, because I have 3 for healer. I have a medicine wise, Thane, and then from Skek. All right, let's see how this goes.
Oh boy.
Oh, just kidding. I did that in the wrong chat. Just kidding. Ignore that. I was like, wow, it doesn't really show any of the rolls.
4!
It's already.
Oh my god, that was Throck's roll. I'm sorry. Oh, shit.
Shit's
Okay, so here's the thing. You have medicine wise, right?
Yes.
You can use a persona point to reroll all failed dice if it relates to a wise. Do you want to do that?
Yes, I will use my persona point in this case.
So I believe it's 4 dice.
I will not fail you guys. Except I did.
Explode that 6.
I'm gonna explode. I'm gonna explode that 6.
Okay.
Damn it. I will.
Okay, so
I tried, guys.
You tried really hard.
So you tried very hard there, but this area is like barren. There is like not good mixtures for a calming tea until Skexel comes over and notices what you're doing and says, oh, trying to one-up me, are you? Well, I'll tell you what. I got just the thing. And she takes it, turns around and reaches into her pocket, and then turns back after apparently doing something to it and hands it over to you. And says, this'll make it, this'll calm him down just right.
Oh, what is it?
It's Captain Special.
I don't know if I feel comfortable putting this in their tea.
No, it's fine. Trust me.
Well, I suppose it's better than nothing. Okay.
Well, if we're going to be partners, we might as well be partners in brewing a soothing cup of tea.
Fine. I'm just dumping it into the tea and I'm like stirring it up. Hand it to you.
Okay. Here's the thing. Both of you are going to be rid of your angry because I am not without mercy.
Oh.
The voles happen to have venom in their saliva. that they use to sort of paralyze bugs. Captain Skek uses this grievously and aggressively. So you both are going to be passed out for the night after drinking this tea.
Okay.
Yeah. And I think you're going to be really groggy tomorrow. So
tired?
I'm uncertain. I don't know what to give you. I don't want to like cure a condition and then give you another condition, but I feel like that might be what has to happen because like sometimes being angry is really bad because it reduces some of the more like sensitive parts of a mission. While tired, is bad for other things. So I think both of you are going to be tired, but you're no longer angry.
I think tired's actually worse.
It is. This is why I kind of want to switch to torchbearer conditions because they just have more impact and meaning behind them. Because like you would rather be tired than angry and torchbearer because angry stops you from helping people. So maybe that's something we'll talk about for future sessions. But that's what I'm going to give you guys: tired and no longer angry. It's good tea.
Okay.
It's good tea.
Hungover and kind of weird.
I think that's it. Are we ready?
Yeah.
I know that.
We got about 5 minutes.
Yeah, and we need to do rewards.
Okay.
Okay, you good? Because I forget if you did anything. Do you want to try to recover?
Yeah, I haven't done anything with my 3 points.
Okay, go ahead and try to recover from tired, right?
Yeah.
Okay, make a health check. It is
Okay.
obstacle 3, I believe. Yes, obstacle 3 health test.
Hey.
Of which you are a tender paw, so you have the highest health of anybody.
Right, and I still failed. But I could.
So you're going to remain tired for the next session.
Yep. Let's see. So I've got 2 more. I want to.
Do we want to do what we did before and like hold on to it until next time?
Sure.
Okay. In that case, let's go ahead and do rewards really quick. You will get a fate point for acting on your belief as well as your instinct. So did we do that?
Let's see.
So I definitely made my belief, for which I get a fate point, right?
Yes. You acted upon it.
I did not make my goal, which was get the patrol across the water and to Venn safely.
Same.
Actually, you will. You will.
Okay.
No, wait, you won't.
It's up to you, baby. I don't care. I'm not picky. You tell me.
We haven't yet, and we can just deal with it when we finally do or don't.
I'll give you a fate point because you certainly worked towards it.
Yep.
Yeah, you worked towards it. So you get a fate point if you tried to get to your goal but weren't able to.
Okay. And then I got my instinct as well, so that's another fate point, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And then we move on to persona points. Did anybody accomplish their goal?
I definitely did. I found out exactly what happened.
True.
It's not 100%, but I definitely found out.
Woo!
With all the data and all the recounts, so I'm going to go with that.
Yeah, you have a lot of information to stick together. I want to see a board behind you with all the strings. The next one, did anybody play against their belief by chance? Like directly against it? Like you were like, I don't act this way.
I'm going to go with the T. I don't normally would just blindly put new chemicals into something.
Oh, that's a good point.
I don't think that's definitely not a
good point. Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I think that counts. And you're going to like feel bad about it next session because that's why they're tired. So yeah, I think you've had a slip up, and that earns you a persona point for acting against your belief.
I don't think I acted against my belief.
I think we're ready to move on to the Workhorse Award. Oh no, MVP is first. Most valuable mouse.
I think the way Finn handled all of the boat stuff with the captain was pretty great.
I'm gonna go with Finn as well for handling Fate Thaden.
Yeah. Also
well.
for that. Yeah, for sure.
I was also gonna go with Finn. I really feel like they've just in every instant had something to come up with that was really good.
And showing your stripes. Very nice.
Shit. Thanks, guys. I was good. Does it matter who I was? I was gonna.
It's a free compliment.
I liked everyone then. No, I was gonna go for Stroud for like tirelessly,
dedicated.
Yeah, going after the goal, and then meeting it, and then like getting really worked up. Like I like that whole sort of sequence.
That was super cool. Yep.
It was very nice.
And Workhorse, who helped out the most? Who helped out the team or took one for the team?
I actually feel like Thistle consistently got the shit end of everything and just
oh my god, that's right. You had to pull the queen, you had to clean the ferret, you had to hide badly.
I had to pump the bellows. Yeah.
Doing some real scout work.
Gosh, you've been put through the ringer. So yeah, if everybody's good for that, you get a persona point.
Oh, thanks.
Did we have anybody who had exceptional role playing that we want to highlight? Everybody gets a persona point for role playing, but this is sort of an opportunity to sort of highlight anybody who did a particularly fun little tidbit. Personally, I really loved Stroud going all FEMA on the scent border.
Yeah. That's pretty great. Yeah.
Like I feel like we can have a spinoff where Stroud is like a CDC investigator.
Right.
A little too close to home for me right there.
Sorry.
I feel like when Finn grabbed Thaden and dragged them around, like that was really nice.
Yeah.
Man, you two, like, oh man. It's cute.
It's cute.
That whole dynamic between Finn and Thaden, that was too cute. I loved it.
You're making a lot of intercessions for this thief turned follower. Told him to go to Lockhaven. Tell him that he's got like a free pass to be a tender paw, or at least work towards it. Yeah.
Trying. Well, it's my belief. I will help all lost mice find their way.
Well, I think that's sort of like, I think that's your belief playing against you at the same time, because he believes that too. He believes he isn't lost anymore because he's with you guys. It's not the guard he wants, it's you guys.
Yeah, I really liked Thistle and Thaden's like little like buddy team up action.
It's cute.
We will be precocious and obnoxious children together. Hooray!
Yeah.
Our tails will never part. I think that's it, guys. I think we're ready to close it up.
Sweet.
Oh.
Okay.
That was amazing. You guys did amazing. I'm so happy.
This is a great game.
Oh, I actually do want to call out real fast Throck's ability to make strange faces with the Pathfinder through the fur option.
I love you, 4.
Okay. Thank you for this happy afternoon. It has sped my recovery from being run over by a horse. Thank you.
You're welcome. Jesus. All right, so we're going to close out. When we do that, we normally go around. Everybody gives a chance to shout themselves out. Do you want to start with Stroud?
Hi, I am Stroud, but also you guys can find me on Twitch, twitch.tv/NeuroFourier. I typically stream once every few weeks or so. I'm a variety streamer. And yeah, so if you ever want to just drop by and say hi, feel free to.
Sweet. Connie?
Hi there, I'm Connie. Oh yeah, and you can catch me here again on Monday playing Unknown Armies. And if you go to the Welcome to the Party Discord, we'd love to chat with you, and maybe you'll join our pirate play-by post. Look for a little clicky link, and you'll join us. It'll be fun.
Yay! Zed?
Hi, I'm Zed, ZX on Twitter, ZEDECXZ. I'm going to shorten my usual. I can be found in all sorts of places on Welcome Party. However, the most important things at the moment, tomorrow, Shadowrun, and Monday is D&D Ravnica. The Ravnica game starts at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and the Shadowrun game starts at... See, now I've got a complex
It's 8 p.m. It's 8. It's 8.
Yeah. I was getting there.
It's 8.
Yeah, so yeah, that's where I am. That's where you can find me doing stuff.
Sweet. I'm Sean. I had a great time today. You can find me at Thorek Plays on the tweeters, and of course here. And then tomorrow, Legend of the Five Rings and Shadowrun. And then I'm in a couple games midweek. And I love you. I love you all. And it's been fun. 4.
I'm 4. For what? For the gays. I'm Mouse Guard is my favorite role-playing game. I am trying to make more role-playing games. I have an Animorphs hack of Blades in the Dark. I also am in the midst of building a completely original system called 4 Minutes, which is all about disaster and how we not get sad by it. I don't. That's why I. It's a work in progress. What else am I doing? I don't stream often because I'm a horse groom, and I got ran over by a horse Thursday, but I'm fine. Also, what was I gonna also? Oh fuck. I was gonna also something. Oh, I'm going to run Alien role-playing game sometime because I fucking love Aliens and I love that universe. And the Aliens 3 script audiobook is amazing. You should go to Audible and get it because it's the new canon, don't you know? All right, I'm done.
All right, everyone. Thank you so much for hanging out with us today. Thank you for the followers. Thank you for the bits. Thank you for the subs. We love you. Thank you to Tall Squall and team for the raid. And, of course, thank you to our amazing sponsors, Roll20, Tabletop Loot, So Nerdware, and Devin Rue. We're going to go raid our dear friends at Variant Rolls. They are amazing human beings, but there wasn't a countdown, and so now we're out, apparently.